You're listening to Downright Dreaming, a podcast hosted by me, Kate,
and me, Tanya. We chat about big dreams, creating your next level life, and a whole lot of girl talk.
a podcast where no dream is too big and no topic is off limits.
This is the Downright Dreaming podcast.
Hello and welcome back to the Downright Dreaming podcast episode 4. I'm your co-host Kate.
And I'm your co-host, Tanya.
It's like very southern. And I'm your co-host Tanya.
I know, I feel like a little
A
cowgirl.
little southern belle.
I know.
A little southern
Oh
belle.
my gosh, I can't believe it's episode 4.
We're here.
We're here.
We've been here and we're still here.
We've been
and
here.
we are not
Still
going
here.
anywhere.
And I'm loving it. I'm freaking loving it.
I know, and everyone's love and comments and
Yeah.
feedback and reviews. Seriously,
Yeah.
Tan and I text each other probably 100 times a day now with just screenshots of everyone's.
Yeah.
It's
really awesome.
It's really awesome. We
and
love
it's so appreciated. So
Yeah,
thank you. Today's episode is going to be a really big one, and I'm not going to forget before we
I
get
was
into
like,
it.
whoa, hold up.
No,
hold
she's
up.
on one. Before we get into it, let's do weekly recap, weekly dream.
Let's do it. They know by now. It happens every week.
It happens every week.
Here we are.
So my weekly recap was on my morning routine, and I just want to do the disclaimer that I've realized.
Should I put a disclaimer down the bottom of the YouTube video?
I've realized.
As you talk, I'm just going to add the text in.
I'm not in a massive rush to figure out the perfect routine.
Mhm.
I want to experiment. I want to try things out, and I also want to see how it actually affects me in a week. Like give it the time to be like, what's actually working? Do I like how I feel throughout my day? So I'm not in a massive rush, and I think with my morning routine and your scheduling, we should just do a full episode once we figure this out.
Once we figure it out.
And then we'll share all the deets, all the tips, all the codes.
Yeah, because they're both going to be totally different. Tan
Exactly.
is not the alarm type of gal.
Mhm.
I am the alarm type of gal. So I think like they'll be good, like the difference in the scheduling and the morning routines,
And,
but
like-
they still are routines.
And like the intention, like why.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's going to be good.
So stay
Now-
tuned for that.
My weekly dream is a really big one, and I'm really excited to share it. So most of you know, or if you don't know, I have my own business, Elevate 88. Shout out, because it's like,
Which is a little tag.
yes, my business up until this point, like what I've been coaching on and training on, has been all mindset manifestation around creating your dream life.
Mhm.
Like getting from where you are to where you want to be in the concept of like get yourself to feel better in your life.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's been all my programs, all my courses. But what I'm ready to do now that it's been a little over a year and I have gotten myself there personally, I'm like expanding, I'm evolving, the evolution of the dream,
Every
you know?
week, you're going to hear it.
So at the time of this recording, I haven't done it yet. However, I feel like by the time this recording has come out, it's going to be out there because I
Gonna be
like
here.
to move quick. But I'm ready to start teaching, and this is my weekly dream. I want to start running a program and offering to new clients, current clients, how to start your own business. To
Yeah.
create freedom in your life and to create your own damn cash. So that's
I
my
love
weekly
it.
dream. I'm stressed.
What are you
Yeah.
going to call it? What are you going to call it?
I haven't got that far yet. So this is fully just weekly for realsies dream. But it's
Yeah,
going
it's
to
coming.
it's going to come through me.
It's
So
gonna
that's where I'm moving.
I
How
love
about you?
it. Okay, what was my recap? What did I do last week? Oh, my numbers. You know,
We have to talk.
we have to talk still.
We only talk business now.
We've been busy. So I think, like you said on your morning routine, I'm still figuring it out.
Yeah.
No, even though this is called weekly dream, maybe it should be called monthly dream.
Monthly recap.
A monthly dream
Yeah.
makeup. So we're still figuring it out. But I'm very excited for my new weekly dream.
Okay.
I want to either join a community like a book club or something, or maybe start my own.
I love this for you, and I think this is going to be so perfect for you if
Yeah.
you started your own, because you are just that type of girl. She has her iPad right
I
here.
know, I
She is
do.
organized. She's
It's-
ready.
I should call it the Kindle book club. So you're not allowed to join.
Like, you're not it.
If you didn't know, Candace
it.
paperback down.
I love this for you.
Yeah, so maybe, so if anyone is in a book club, please DM us, let me know. I think maybe more of a book club. I love to read. And I think it'd just be fun to meet some new peoples, some new peeps.
I love it.
That's my weekly dream. Okay, so get us into today's today's
so
topic.
excited. Firstly, before I get us into it, I just want to giggle real quick because if you're watching us on YouTube, you can see, but if you're not, I will tell you. I am dressed like summer vacation, and Kate is dressed like it's winter, and it's December 25th.
I just wanted to be comfy.
I mean, I'm comfy too, but I'm like half naked, and you're literally, I can just see your forearms and your neck. Anyway,
you know who I kind of look like is Dwayne Johnson right now.
With the challenge. Oh my god, I need a picture of it. Wow, you do.
We'll put the side by side up.
Oh my god, she does.
Dwayne Johnson.
She really does.
Because I'm in blue jeans and a black. I mean, I'm not in a turtleneck.
Okay.
Oh my god, I just looked at myself in the camera and thought, holy shit. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So episode 4 is going to be all about relationships and the different phases of a relationship.
Title TBD.
Yeah, title TBD. But more importantly, let's go a layer deeper. Not just the different phases, but like how we actually feel in each phase.
And felt.
Felt.
Yeah.
Because I personally feel like this topic doesn't get spoken about as much as we all go through it. It's like you get into a relationship, we're going to talk about from dating to girlfriend. So this transition phase is...
This is just relating to us. This is just our...
This is our journeys.
Our journeys.
But I know more people are going to be either like what I felt like, because we actually felt very different in regards to both of these things. So I think this is going to be a really interesting conversation. But dating to girlfriend, then the transition from like girlfriend to wifey, like girlfriend to engagement, like saying yes to someone for the rest of your life.
Saying yes
to the dress. So the reason why I want to talk about this is because I personally...
Wait, do you want to go from the beginning?
Yeah. Okay. Let's take it back.
So let's take it back. Let's do when we first met our partners.
Okay.
From not knowing them to meeting them and becoming friends. I'm doing
I think what's interesting is like we were obviously very different ages when we met. Like you were so young.
I was 19.
You were so young when you met me. Oh my god, you've been with her for so long.
I know.
It's I'm sweating.
It's 11 years.
This is a weird thing for me. This is like a weird thing. Yeah. Okay.
So wait, how long have you been with AJ?
A little over 4 years. It was 4 years in January.
Okay. And it'll be 11 years for Neil and I in August. Tan's having a heart attack.
Grasp.
I know. 11 years. So I met him when I was 19 and he is 4 years older now, so.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
I just think, okay, so you met him really young.
Yeah, very young.
And I met AJ when I was 20. I was 26 and I was turning 27. But
totally different mental phases of life.
And also, I was so independent. Like, I was single for nearly 6 years. Loved every minute. Like, thoroughly encourage, if you're in your 20s, don't go Kate's route. Just kidding.
I didn't even make it to my 20s.
Yes, yeah, you didn't.
Nah.
And this is why I'm like, I can't even imagine.
Okay, so let's go back to when you were a teenager, though. Were you in serious relationships?
Not really.
Okay, see, I was. So I think I've always been a serious relationship person.
Have you ever had your astrology chart read?
No, I haven't.
Oh, this is going to be fascinating.
Okay. Because maybe we should get someone on to do that for us.
We can.
Yeah.
We can. So what was interesting about this?
You're Aquarius.
Yes.
And I'm Aquarius.
Yes, but when you look at your astrology chart, because I had a reading, and basically she pulls up.
Reading?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Wow.
And we can put her name in the
thing. Maybe we should reach out to her.
So shout out Cosmic Queen.
Cosmic
Queen on Instagram.
Okay.
And we'll tag her too. But I had a reading with her, and we were actually in a mastermind together, so she knew me like a more than just like a random.
Yeah.
But basically she showed me your chart is your birth date at the time that you were born, where the planets were, that makes up like your energetic make, your sun, rising, but also all the planets, like they're all floating around. And
what are they?
And what she said,
so much telling us.
all my planets were all in Korea, which means energetically my focus is that's what and that's where I'm at. And she laughed because she's like, I don't know much about your relationship, but love and relationship is a dead zone for you. And she's like, it doesn't mean it's bad. It doesn't mean it's a
My
problem.
face is shocked.
But she goes, it means that it's not something that you are inspired by. But you could have a great relationship, but it's not a motivator for you.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and I was like, this is my life. This is exactly this. That's me.
Whoa. Okay, that makes me think.
Because I feel like you might have like things around. Yeah, a mix.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay, we're definitely gonna.
Yeah.
There you go.
Cosmic Queen.
It's coming soon. So yeah, when I was a teenager, I had probably like 3 serious relationships before I met Neil. I would say maybe two serious relationships before I was 19.
Yeah,
that's really young.
So young, Ham.
Yeah, and like they were like a year. Like I think one was maybe a year and a half, and the other was maybe a year or 2.
Yeah,
that's pretty big.
Yeah.
So I'm just a relationship. I think I'm just a relationship girl. However, so I'll go back to not the story of how I met Neil, because that's totally, we're going to do episodes on that. Yeah. But when I met him, I was in the phase of life of hell fucking no. I just got out of a shit relationship. I am just having fun. I was in China, just having fun, not focused on that at all. And I think because I wasn't focused on that, then
here it comes.
Yeah.
I just want to also let the audience know, like, you're saying 19, and to me that it sounds like insanity. However, you have always been older than, like, you've been, I don't want to say you're an old soul, but you're like,
I am, though.
You're there mentally.
Yeah.
Like, those things have always been more of a priority for you. Like, you just are, you like that. Like, you've always had like that.
She just spat on me.
You had that mum energy. Like, I take naps at your house. Yeah, like it's like a different vibe.
Yeah, and then I met him, and Neil was older, and the drinking limit in China is 18, and same with Australia. That's the difference we should have said in our last episode.
Pretty
big difference. You know, I was drinking, and he was obviously thought I was already older because in his mind the age limit is 21.
Yeah.
So he's already thinking I'm like 21, maybe 22, maybe even 23 or something, like the same age as him.
God, I know where this is going.
Yeah.
I'm giggling.
And then
him finding
out. I mean, him asking me telling him I'm 19. Him going like, get away from me. Like, this is not happening.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't think anything of it because I didn't act like I was 19. Not that saying that a 19-year-old was, I mean, maybe, I don't know.
Wow.
I wasn't that classic. I think because I had older siblings, so I'd already done all the partying and like gone out, and
it's different in Australia.
It's just a little different,
I think. Yeah.
So that was my, like, meeting him, and it just kind of, I mean, it was really quick because we both lived in the same complex.
Yeah.
Not in China, when we were on tour. Lived in the same apartment building. And then we just saw each other all the time. We worked together. We would go out together. We would go out for dinner together. The relationship really was fast-tracked.
Yeah, when you're on a contract, relationships move at lightning speed because you're just living basically with each other right off the bat. Like, you're working with each other, you're living around each other, you're seeing
each other, you're doing groceries together because we would all catch a cab, like a taxi, to go do groceries together. And then we just saw each other all the time. So I think it, you know, I don't know if it would have been
sped up the process.
Yeah. I'm not sure how else it would have been if we just met off the street of LA.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So when Neil asked you to be his girlfriend, was there a weird, like, what does this mean for my life? Or were you like, yay?
Yeah, I didn't even think about it.
What?
It wasn't even like a change. I think, like, yeah, it just was
fascinating.
No, it wasn't even a change. It was because we did long distance. So it was, okay, we're boyfriend and girlfriend. When we left, he went back to LA and I went back to Australia. And I didn't even think about it. I was having a great time doing long distance. I had a life in Australia. I had a career. I had a car. You know, I was still living at home because I was only 19 and I hadn't moved out yet.
Yeah.
And I had a whole life there. And I didn't even think, it wasn't even in my brain that I would have to, if we wanted to continue, which obviously we did, not give it up, but leave it. I didn't even think about that. I was just having fun. Yeah. And I thought it was really fun to have an American boyfriend, and he would come over he would fly
So
over.
even though you were doing distance, it still didn't feel any, I guess like nothing fully changed and you're like.
Because I think because I still had my own, I had my own life.
Yeah.
Nothing was literally changed.
That helped you a lot
Yeah.
to like not feel like now, because imagine if Neil was in Australia, that life would be not the same.
No.
Like your time and the way you saw your friends and how you structured your day, he would be a bigger part of that.
Yes. So I think I was still single without the single aspect. And so was he. So we were both still single.
Yeah.
Funny quotes.
Yeah.
Because we weren't seeing each other.
Yeah.
And we'd see each other. I think the longest we went without seeing each other was 9 months. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know. And then it was every 4 or 5 months he'd come over and then I'd come over and stay for quite some time.
Yeah.
So that's kind of when we went from friends to girlfriend, boyfriend.
So it felt seamless for you.
It felt seamless because our lives didn't need to change because of the long distance aspect.
I see.
Yeah.
That's kind of makes a big difference.
And then when we would see each other, it was extra fun.
Yeah.
Because one person was always on vacation.
Oh my God, I love that.
So it was...
So maybe distance sounds pretty good. I feel like I should have done distance. That probably would have worked out really well for me.
Like now that you think like in the positive mindset of it.
Yeah.
It's a total different... And I think that's honestly why it worked.
You can still keep your life until you make the decision, let's figure out where we want to live. Mm-hmm. And by that point, you're ready to change up your current circumstances versus you randomly meeting someone and then now you're like, gotta change up my life.
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
Okay, so I take it back. Let's say we're both living in separate countries still, like in this phase of what we're talking about today in today's episode. But like we're committed, but we're not really girlfriend, boyfriend yet.
Oh, you were?
I mean, we were, but I think when I moved here, it became...
Like it was more serious.
Yes. It was like, holy shit. I just sold my car. I sold half of my belongings. I quit my jobs.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you moved to another country.
But 50% for him and 50% for a new life.
Yeah.
So I think that is when it felt like, okay, now we are in a relationship because now we're living together and we're going through all of that. But let's go to AJ and you when you first met him.
Well, when I first met him, I was single for 6 years and loving every minute to the point where I used to wake up. Do you remember my 1-bedroom apartment? Sorry, keeps hitting me.
Yes, in North Hollywood.
Yeah. Do you remember? Like now when I think about it,
great apartment.
It was a great apartment for the time, but it was like a shack. It kind of felt like a sauna. Like it was like the wooden things, and it was kind of small. But anyway,
I mean,
it served its purpose.
I've seen a lot of 1-bedroom apartments.
Yeah,
in my real estate journey. It was decent.
Let me give myself some
You
credit.
had parking.
I did.
You didn't have washer and dryer though.
No, not in unit.
Not in unit.
So I was in my 1-bedroom apartment. This was like a year and a half before I met AJ. But I remember this moment so vividly of being like 26, making my coffee in the morning, going back to my bedroom. I would think I was reading like an online like magazine or something like about health and wellness.
Were you reading Dolly?
Oh my God. But I remember just being snuggled up and I was like reading like this health and wellness magazine of some like whatever and being like, I don't think I want to be with anyone ever. Like, I'm so happy.
Yes.
I'm so happy. I just was like, this is like
the
best thing ever. Like, I love it. I love my own space. I love doing my own thing. I love waking up in my own vibe.
Yeah.
I love that. Loved it. And then
you met AJ.
And
Very random.
Here's my disclaimer, and we'll talk about how I actually met him. I'm not going to do that right now, but here's another disclaimer.
Okay.
This episode
down the bottom of this episode is relationships plus disclaimers.
I know. So obviously that's where I was at. However, right before I met AJ, it was like that Christmas, because I met AJ in January of 2019, and Christmas of 2018, I went back to Australia. And I'd never, ever had these thoughts before. Like, I wouldn't even go on dates, you guys. Like, I had zero time for men. Like, I wouldn't give anyone the time of day intentionally because I didn't feel like it. And I didn't feel like there was a problem with that. It wasn't that I didn't feel lonely. I just didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
Like, it was so not even on my radar, which is kind of odd now that I think about that. But in that Christmas leading up to meeting him, I started to be like, I'm open to date. Like, there was a shift in like how I felt and how I thought about relationships. There was like I remember writing it in my journal, like, I'm open to go on dates and actually get to know someone, not necessarily like have a boyfriend, but I was like, I'm open to now start dating and like getting dressed up and going on a dinner. Like, I never wanted to do that.
I remember when that happened, because you were kind of like, I met this guy, but he's American, so it's not
hard
gonna
no.
happen. It's a hard no. Like, I'm just having fun with him,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a hard no because you always, like we discussed in our last episode, thought Australian life, Australian guy, Australian family.
It was so thought out in my head.
It was like out of the question.
It was out of the question. So there was a shift.
Yeah.
And then I met AJ. We'll talk about that. And I was actually open to entertain him. Like, I was open to I was open to
entertain him.
the thought of talking to
Give
someone.
it a little tap.
Yeah. With my board to his house.
Oh my God.
But
I can't stop getting the Dwayne Johnson thing.
I know, me too.
I think that's like a change. Maybe I should just take off my chain. Maybe I should just take my chain off.
I literally, you were talking and I kind of made that laugh.
Okay, is that better?
I see it. Yeah,
I think
so
it's
much better.
Okay, now that
Oh my
I've taken off my chain.
No, you're not Dwayne.
I'm not Dwayne. I'm taking off the chain. I'm not Dwayne.
Oh my God. So I was willing to speak to him in a way of let's get to know each other. Like, he was asking me questions about myself, and in the past, if someone was doing this, I would just not respond. Like, I just wasn't available to talk about myself. I didn't want to hear about him. I didn't care. So when he was asking
Well,
me,
it's not that you didn't care, because you're such a caring person. You just...
it just wasn't a priority.
It was like you said, all of the... Like, you were just focused on another goal.
You know what it was? I didn't have the space for it. Like, and I did, but I just didn't want to make space for someone else's energy.
You were just hustle mode.
Yeah.
And you were full on hustle mode.
Yes, and that's like a whole nother story, but
Yeah. So when did you guys become girlfriend and boyfriend? Like,
okay.
Did someone ask for someone?
Yes. Okay.
What?
You have to remember this because so we met in January, whatever. I was open to talking to him. So we were hanging out a lot, like 3 times a week. We were seeing each other a lot, really fast, really quickly. And I remember saying to one of my friends, being like, dating is exhausting. Like, because I was doing so many gigs.
Yeah.
We were doing so much nightlife.
Yeah.
Then I'm seeing
Late
him
nights.
and I'm like, where am I? Where do I fit me in? Like, my me time is now filled up with in between my schedule. What was me time is now us.
Time, yeah.
And I am exhausted. I don't know how I feel about that. It wasn't anything to do with him. It was like this balance. This is why I wanted to have this conversation, because I was like struggling to fit me into this new thing. Because now I have him. But we weren't official yet. But I just remember being like, I'm exhausted. I'm so tired. I'm exhausted. We were working at Edison. We used to do a show together every Saturday night.
A club in LA downtown.
Yes. And it was like we'd been dating for like 6 weeks or something right now. Or like maybe like 5 weeks.
I remember I met him there for the first time.
Yes.
Yeah, I met him at Edison.
Yeah.
The club. And I knew straight away that I was like, fuck. You're smitten.
Yeah.
I saw a whole different side of you that I've never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew straight away that it was serious. And he wasn't just...
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't just a fling on the side. It was definitely serious.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of, you know, when you know your friend so well, I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. Like, seeing your friend meet someone and then literally fall in love.
Yeah.
I don't think you were in love yet.
Yeah.
But you really liked him.
Yeah. And I wasn't completely honest with myself that I did like him. Like,
Yeah.
I was in denial. But it was like 5 weeks that we'd been dating, and we were at work, and you were like to me, so is it official? Yeah, you asked me. And I
did?
Yeah, and I literally said to you, Ham, I was like, I am drawing out that conversation for as long as I can.
I don't remember this.
No, I remember this because I was like, I don't want to have that conversation because what that's going to mean is so major for me.
Changes.
Literally the next day, he asked me, and I was like...
He asked you?
Yes.
He said, Tanya, will you be my girlfriend?
Yes. I was... petrified.
I didn't know he asked you.
He asked me, and the way he asked me was because he could tell I was literally about to run out the door. So freaking out.
You had your bag in your hand.
Yeah, I was like, like my body language was like caught up in a wall. I was like, what is happening? And then he asked me and he said to me, and I'll never forget it. He was like, I don't want to change you. I just want to add value to your life.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And because I was like, and then I was like, well, I'm okay with some value added. Like, that's fine. I think
He obviously knew you, because if he said it in any other way, you would have, you might have not had said yes.
Here's the funny thing.
Like, did he actually say, will you be my girlfriend?
I think we were like, so are we doing this?
Okay, yeah. Like, are we official?
Yeah.
Like, giggle about it.
And then when we said yes, mind you, I literally
Yes.
I just said to you,
Yes!
I just said to you that, like, not even 24 hours earlier, being like, no.
And then you text me.
And then I texted you, be like,
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I mean, I don't remember that, but I can imagine it.
Yeah. And then this
Wow.
is, like, where we're so different, because even after because to me, to make time for someone like that, I'm not going to play around with him, his time, or me or my time. Like, for me, the saying yes to dating him and being his girlfriend and him being my boyfriend, I was going to honor that and be like, I'm not going to waste his time. I'm going to make an effort. I want to feel the effort made. Like, I'm not just going to be like, we'll just see how it goes. Like, if I'm going to commit to even just a relationship, I'm going to give it my all. So I literally was like, oh my God, I'm already struggling with my schedule. We still are. Nothing's really changed. But now I was like, now I think I made it more intense than I needed to be, is my point. Because these thoughts didn't go through your mind.
No. But even when I moved here, it was like, yeah, we are obviously very committed because I'm moving my whole life to a new country for this person, as well as career.
That's bigger than my relationship. You were more chill about it.
Yeah. But Neil would always say, like, don't move here for me. I think because he felt the pressure.
For sure. I was saying the same thing.
Yeah. And I was always like, well, obviously I am. But I never thought, I just never thought that we wouldn't be together. I didn't even cross my mind. I was just really comfy, which is crazy to think back.
Yeah.
I was only 21 or something.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I think
I must have been 19, 20, 21. Well, 23 when I moved here.
You've been here for ages. What are we talking about? 6 years? You're 30.
24?
Oh, wait. 7.
Maybe I was 24.
Okay, maybe 6.
Yeah. Okay, so when did you move? So you've gone from now, you know, your boyfriend, girlfriend, I'm boyfriend, girlfriend. I moved countries to move in with this person. When did you move in with AJ? How long was it?
6 months later.
Yeah. So, and then it was almost COVID time, or almost 2020.
Nearly. Like, we had, like, I think
What month was it in 2019?
We moved in September of 2019, and then COVID was March.
Oh,
6 months.
So you had 6 months to, because I know a lot of people met, like, their significant others
in COVID.
In either, like, the month before March happened of 2020, or
and then
spent that together.
Yeah.
So how was that how was your relationship towards,
like, moving in
and then shutdown happened? Like, in March. Like, that's 6 months.
Yeah. So
okay, so go through. I know you have a strong move in. Tell us all of your move in.
Well, now that I'm, like, talking to you about it, I'm, like, realizing how deeply this was such a big deal for me. Whereas for you, it wasn't, like...
No, it wasn't.
But why it was a big deal was because I loved my life so much. So much. And I thought my life was great. Even though I was, like, struggling and hustling and broke as well. Eating rice cakes and tuna. For real.
I still do that. I love
I know. They're actually, you can get them really fancy.
Yeah.
But I really loved my life, and I didn't feel like anything was missing. Mm-hmm. And I didn't really, it's like that topic, I don't know what episode we're talking about it on, of, like, letting go of, like, things being good to get to where things can be great.
I think that was, the first epi.
Yeah. And this is, I remember this feeling so vividly of being like, we were moving in, and right before we, like, signed our lease, I felt like energetically I had one foot in this fully committed relationship, but my old life was still so close. Like, it was only 6 months. So I was like, I can still remember what it was like to just be me.
When did you give up your apartment? Did you still have your apartment when you signed the lease?
No, I was moving.
So where were you living You still live
Yeah,
in
yeah,
your home?
yeah. But I could feel like one foot in like the memory of my old life, and it was so close, and I could literally choose it, and it was right there, and it was still so good, and like, but then also like what the potential and possibility of this relationship where that could take my life. And I had like one foot there and one foot there, and it was so close and so
In a
close.
split.
Yeah, and I was like, oh man, I can't like hold both for like, I have to let one go.
So you chose the scary.
I chose the scary,
which is what we even spoke about
that
day.
big leap. Yeah, but this was the fight for me because I loved my life so much. I love my life with AJ so much. I don't want it to sound like I don't, but I really did. I really did.
Like she should get out of her relationship.
I love being single. I love like my own thing.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, and you've seen the growth of my life since, and the evolution of my life since meeting AJ, the evolution, and it's been like the best thing that ever happened to me. Like,
so
without
becoming a girlfriend.
In hindsight, yes.
Okay.
In the moment, I really was stressed.
Okay, so now let's move on to the next.
Yeah. Okay.
The next phase of the relationship.
So we both talked about dating and becoming girlfriend. Now you talked about moving here, moving in.
Yeah.
Was there anything further that you felt with this?
No.
Stop! Come on! I'm like fishing. I'm like, it can't be just me.
The only obstacle I think that we had is when I moved here to LA. We were living in West Hollywood in a house with some roommates. Yeah, Colgate. Yeah, it was awesome, and I think the only challenge was that we moved in, but we had roommates.
Yeah,
and
which might have been good actually, just for the beginning, because it's like not so like.
Financially it was great.
Oh, that's true.
Because we weren't, we were splitting everything. Yeah. That was great. But I think we were there for 3 months. After the 3 months, we both didn't even have to have the conversation about it. We just knew. It was time to find our own place. But that was just really fun and exciting.
Yeah.
Didn't even think anything of it. I'd already moved over here. I was already committed.
That's true. I just feel like you had so much time though.
Yeah. I was still I met him, but I was, like I said, I was still had like that whole 4 years.
I think this is why. I think if I had more space to allow this like integration of this man. No, it made integration of this man. Integration of this man. I'm making it sound like this relationship was really difficult. It's not. It was great. And I love AJ so much. He's the fucking best. He's the best.
Say it loud afterwards. Say it loud so they make sure they actually believe you. No, I know.
Moving in for me was that moment where I chose. Like where I was like, okay.
The split.
The split. I can't hold the split any longer. My legs were all hyperextended. I had to choose, man. I had to choose, and I chose the possibility of an epic future.
Okay, so give me a positive of moving in and a negative of moving in.
Okay, I have.
She's gone.
I'm like,
give us some positive things first.
Positive. So many.
Yeah.
Like it was awesome. Like doing groceries together. I was like, oh my god, we're doing groceries. Like, what are we gonna cook? Like it's our groceries. It's not just my food.
I can't even remember that.
Oh, I can.
Well, but it was
yeah,
4 years ago.
It was so fun doing
groceries.
Fun. Yeah. Getting our furniture.
That's fun.
Like like cooking dinner and then being like, what are we watching tonight? And it's not just a sleepover. It's like our vibe. Like, yeah.
Oh, this feels so foreign.
Yeah.
I literally feel like an old lady right now.
I mean, AJ and I've been living together for nearly 3 years.
Yeah.
So we've been living together for ages.
Yeah.
But for not as long as you guys. Yeah. So pros, so many. Like so many pros. Like I loved all of it. I loved waking up with him there. I was
going to say waking up together. That's a huge difference. Like waking up together and then also seeing what that person does in the morning.
Yeah.
What time they wake up.
Yeah.
How they wake up. Do they have coffee? Like what they have for breakfast. You don't really know those things about someone. When they brush their teeth.
You're so weird.
Like
I still don't know when AJ brushes his teeth. I'm sure he does.
No, but Neil brushes his teeth before breakfast.
Oh, that's weird.
I don't know.
Actually, AJ might. I think he does too.
Maybe, I don't know. People do, but
I'm an American thing.
I wake up, have my glass of water on a good day. I sometimes forget. I just tell myself straight to coffee, which is not good for you. And then I'm not really a breakfast person, which is also not good. I just don't love it.
I don't like breakfast either.
But then I brush my teeth after. Anyway, that's off topic. But so what? Okay, tell us. Is there any negatives?
The only negative would be like now okay, what am I trying to say? When we would be having sleepovers, when we would have sleepovers, then the next day, or like I'd know in advance. So like on my schedule, I'd be like, I'm staying at AJ's Saturday night after work. So all of Sunday, I'm dedicating to him.
Yes.
So I think the change here was like making sure I still scheduled time with him, because it's like, okay, now we live together and I am just going to go do my work because I see you because we live together.
I'm going to see you tonight.
But I also talked to him about this pretty early on, of like, now that we live together and we know we see each other, there's no like real effort that needs to be made to make sure, let's hang out on Friday, let's do this on Saturday.
A date scheduled.
Instead of like knowing, oh, well, I'm going to see him in bed, so I'm just going to I'm going to see him when I go to bed. So I'm just going to jam pack my schedule with work and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Being like, we still need to make that. It's actually an extra effort now of like, we're still going to see each other all the time, but what date this week should we make it no phones, like me and you, like
make sure do that now.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
and we still will notice like sometimes we'll just get busy and get comfortable, and it's like that constant like, we haven't like just hung out and you and I talked and like, and
not talked about who's doing the groceries this week, what's for dinner.
Yeah.
Can you wash the towels for me?
Yeah.
Can you take Bentley for a walk?
Yeah.
Like not talking about that stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes Neil and I will say like, he's not going to listen anyway, but we'll say, should we talk about like different things?
Stop.
and then we'll joke and talk about like, I don't know, like a stupid topic that we have no interest in, and then we'll go, nah, we're good.
Nah. Our topics are fine.
Our topics are fine.
You know what though? Like AJ is literally like he was so perfect for me because he's so chill.
Yeah, he's very chill.
Me being like, I want my own time. I'm still going to take my own time. Like, this is what I need, and I'm just going to do that. Like, he didn't make it mean anything about him. So I think he made this transition phase at each phase, from dating to girlfriend, from moving in. Like, he made it so easy because it wasn't like there is a problem. It was just like, you do you. Like, whatever. Whatever you want to do, I'm not paying attention. Like, you just let me know when you're ready for me to be in your vibe, and I'll come in. And
that's his personality for sure.
So chill. So I think the fact that he didn't demand anything from me and just allowed me to be me, and it wasn't all about me, but like, you know, there was no pressure for things to change.
But you also communicated that.
Totally.
I think if you don't communicate that, that's when shit happens.
Yeah.
And when fights happen and arguments happen. I think you need to say, like, I need tonight to just kind of do my own thing, or I need my own space, and there's nothing about them.
I literally, you're gonna love this. Like now with our relationship, like, because we obviously live together, but like AJ and I work from home.
Yes,
like, I work from home, so AJ will come out, make breakfast in the morning, and he'll start talking to me, and I'll literally be like, I'm here but I'm not here. Like, I'm here but I'm not available. And then sometimes I'll put my AirPods in and he'll be talking, I'm like, I'm working. I'm in the zone. I'm like, sorry, mate.
We're gonna put that on a video.
I mean, but then he does the same. Like sometimes he'll be on a call, and I'm like, oh my god. He's like,
can we get to shut the fuck up?
Yeah. He's like, shh.
We do the same thing. But I mean, I have my own office, so it's a little easier now that I can close the door.
Yeah.
And when the door is closed,
I can't wait for that.
When the door is closed. Or sometimes, you know, I'll get a little baby, and he gets a hand straight up, like, if I'm on a call or if I'm doing something, or, but then sometimes I'll say, yeah, come in, I can do two things at once. Come in. And I'm like typing away.
You say that's you literally letting him know you're busy, but you'll try your best.
I'll try my best. If you really need me right this fucking second, bring your shit inside. What's up? Sit on the couch.
Yeah.
I say, take a seat. Like he's a patient.
Step to my office, take a seat.
Step to my office.
5.
Yeah.
He's got a waiting room.
Literally. I'm typing away, and I'd say to him, I can do two things at once. Because I joke with him, because when he's texting and I'm talking to him,
men can't. And I'm still to be proved wrong with this.
Slide of him. Text. He cannot text and talk and answer me.
No.
I'm saying, what are you doing tomorrow? He's like, I'm texting. Just tell me.
He's like, I just need to be here.
It just makes me giggle.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's
Okay.
our little.
So let me ask you, when you got engaged.
Oh, that was such a nice day. I literally remember it like it was yesterday.
I remember you sent me, actually.
No, okay, so we're not going to go through the whole story, but we were going away for our anniversary. It was our 8-year anniversary.
Oh my God.
I know.
Guys. It's amazing.
He needed more time, and I was, a patient. I was just as patient.
Yeah, but you were young too, and it's like
young.
so many things. There's nothing wrong with 8 years.
No,
I'm saying, oh my God, so like I can't believe you guys were together for so long. Like just in general, like I can't believe now it's been 11 years.
Yeah,
like
this year,
I'm glitching at the thought of this. Like I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, so it was 8 years. We were going away for our 8-year anniversary together, and it was 2020.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it was COVID 2020. It was like pandemic, and we just thought, oh, well, we can just go. We went out to Joshua Tree. It was secluded. Nobody was out there. We had no reception, no cell service. And I texted you saying, we're going out for our anniversary. Let's, I don't know, FaceTime or something when we come back. And you said, he's going to propose. And I was like, no, he's not. Don't be fucking ridiculous. He's not going to propose. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Didn't even think about it. Was literally, and I know people are like, oh yeah, sure, rolling their eyes.
Did you know he was buying a ring?
No idea.
Oh my God, we have total opposite stories.
No idea. Yeah, so the whole ring, and we'll go on to yours.
No.
After.
Keep going.
But no idea. People are probably rolling their eyes listening, like, oh yeah, everybody knows. I literally had no idea.
Wow, good job, Neil.
Yeah, and you know me, like I know what's going on.
Yeah, you're pretty on top of things.
Yeah, no idea.
Sense things.
Yeah, and I didn't sense it at all. So should we go into the engagement story? No.
We can add that into our relationship thing.
Yeah.
Tell me how you felt when he proposed, and and then a few months after that, like this. Now you're in your fiancé wife. You're like you said yes.
Yeah, fiancé wifey. It was the best. I mean, I already knew. I was already 100% there anyway.
For sure, yeah.
And when he, he got down on one knee and the whole thing happened, and I don't really remember what happened in the moment. But he did say, the first thing he said to me was, I'm so sorry I made you wait this long.
Oh,
yeah. I'll never forget that.
I just got chills.
Yeah. I'm so sorry I made you wait this long. And then he was like, it was always you or something like that. It was very, very romantic and sweet.
I can't even imagine Neil getting that romantic.
Oh, he is the most romantic person.
Stop it.
You just never know it.
I would never know it.
Behind
but I
closed
love
doors.
this. Oh my God, I love it.
No romance? Romance. It was the best day. And then I remember we had no cell service, but we had a little bit for 5 minutes, and we called his mum.
Yeah.
And we told his mum. His mum obviously already knew.
Did your mum know?
No, I don't think they did. My dad did, I think. Neil had spoken to him about it. I don't really know. I don't really remember. And we were driving home the next day, and I texted you something. You texted the group. I texted our girl group chat.
And you're like, when can we FaceTime this week? Like, it was so nothing. And I texted you privately. And I said, privately. You're engaged, aren't you? I was like, yeah, I knew it. And then you sent me the photo of the ring.
Yeah. And I was like,
I remember where it was when I saw it. That's how
oh my God, you do?
Yeah, it was at our old apartment. I was sitting on the couch and I screamed. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, I remember texting the group saying, hey girls. But and that was kind of random for me because I would never say, let's all FaceTime this week.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't think I would ever do that. We just catch up for coffee.
Totally.
But it was COVID times.
And we were FaceTiming each week.
We were FaceTiming. We were Zooming each week. We were we couldn't really see each other because of that. Let's not go into that. But
yeah.
And then you texted me and you were like, oh my fucking God, you're engaged. And I sent you the photo. And yeah, I just felt, I was 10 out of 10. There was no, but then there also wasn't any, well, I won't say that because we did, how everyone asked, well, when's the date?
Yeah.
When's the date? Everyone did ask that, which I think I didn't get annoyed at because I think it's just such a normal thing.
That's the next step. Now that you're engaged, there's things to be done.
Yeah. And we kind of did go into that hustle wedding mode, and then it was still COVID time, so we just stopped. And I'm so glad.
Yeah,
it was just insane.
Yeah.
So I felt 10 out of 10.
Wow.
Not a care in the world, and had no idea what the ring was like.
So from the moment your title changed to wifey, basically, you were just like, cool.
Yeah,
that's me. This is it.
Yeah. it was like my life was already great, and now it was just, yeah, it was 10 out of 10. But I had no idea about the ring situation. So he had been designing it for 6 months prior. And he was telling me, that he was going to, he's a musician, so he was like, I have a rehearsal. That's what he was saying.
Smart.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, see ya. Have a good day. Like he was having an affair.
Oh my God.
He was having a ring affair
with the jeweler.
with the jeweler. He was having an affair with the jeweler.
Wow.
And then he was saying, yeah, it took so long. He went on like 15 meetings or something, back and forth about designing the ring.
I'm so impressed.
Yeah, I was pretty damn impressed. Yeah.
Wow.
And then
That was it.
yeah, so I had literally no negativity about the whole situation.
Actually, there was no negativity with mine. It was just a process.
Yeah.
Like,
okay, no process.
What?
Which is so unlike me. Right?
Yeah.
I'm like schedule, process, to-do list. I have my freaking iPad in front of me. Like
There was
this,
no energy mindset process of now your life is moving in a new direction, and there was no like process of understanding this commitment. Like,
no, and also I mean, I think I'd given up on the idea that he was going to propose.
no way.
Yeah, because every single year we'd go away for our anniversary, and there was probably 3 years prior that we went away for like really nice vacations. We went to Paris.
Oh, I thought Paris for sure.
Yeah, we were in Paris.
Yeah.
We went to Portland for New Year's. We went somewhere else. And every single time we were in these places, I would almost get my hopes up, and think it's going to happen. And I would be turning around, and I would be like looking out at the view. I'd be looking out at the view, and I would be thinking,
Get on your
when I turn back around, he's going to be on his knee. I literally would think that. Like a fucking idiot. And I told him, after he proposed, I said, yeah, remember when we were in Portland? We were at the Japanese gardens, and we both have
I am cracking up. You're intentionally going on vacations, turning your back to him in hopes you're going to sit around with him on his neck.
And so stupid. She's like me.
I cannot. That's so cute.
Yeah, so we're at the Japanese gardens. This was the last straw. And I told him this. Well, in
Like
Portland,
the last hope.
in Portland, it was probably going into 2019, and we're at the Japanese gardens, and I just thought it's going to happen here because we both are obsessed with like the Japan culture, like Japanese culture. We want to go to Japan, and we've just always both loved.
Yeah.
We've never been there before, but we both really want to go. And it didn't happen. And then we left the Japanese gardens, and I was just fucking pissed. I was so pissed for the rest of the day. I was so annoyed. And looking back, like that was just like ruined my whole day.
Yeah.
I was like, what's up with you? I was like, nothing.
Like, you don't love me enough, clearly.
Nothing. I didn't tell him that. I was just like, nothing. And then he got really sick, and we ended up leaving Portland a day early, and I was pissed.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it literally ruined like my whole rest of the vacation.
You were waiting for that ring.
Yeah, and then after that, I just gave up.
See, you were so ready.
I was ready.
Yeah.
He wasn't ready yet, even though we were obviously it was going to happen. But so when it did happen, I already had no hopes, no expectations. And so when you were like, he's going to propose, I was like, no, he's not.
Okay, see, how many years did you say you were like in hopes for?
Probably a couple years. Probably 2 years.
Like,
I was like, I'm ready to get engaged.
Yeah.
But I mean, he knew that, and it wasn't like he didn't want to. It just, you know what? And I'm so glad it happened when it happened.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But for you, and it's like the transitions.
The transitions.
Of what I'm going through, you went through them, but just earlier with no actual pressure of it actually happening. Like, there would have been a moment where you were still his girlfriend and was like, I wonder what it would like to be to marry him. And then for years you let yourself play with that. And then you were like, and then you were excited for it, and then you wanted it. So there was like this beautiful build up for when that actually happened. So when it happened, it was like, duh, of course.
Yeah, there was no question about it, because
I'm just making myself feel better, because I'm like, there's got to have been some sort of moment where it ticked over and you're like, whoa, I might be a wifey one day, and then thought about it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely knew I always wanted to be a wife.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fully set on that. I don't, and then like the kid conversation is still, that is really scary to me. The wife, the wife and the getting engaged, like getting engaged to become a wife. No question in my mind. Okay, so that's enough about me.
This is really good because it's helping me understand why I felt so deep about these things, because I always knew I would meet someone and marry them. I always knew like I will live with someone and I'll marry them, but I was like always in the future. It was never a thought that I lived in. Like it was like I'm so focused on what I'm doing.
Interesting.
So it never was like, oh my God, it could be sick. I just never thought about it. But I was like, it's happening for sure.
Yeah.
It'll take care of itself. I'm not even worried about it.
So tell the listeners your engagement ring story.
Yes.
It is the total contrast.
Total contrast. So AJ knows.
Which is like, I thought it was insane. Like when you first told me, I was like, what?
That we were looking for rings?
Yeah.
Like, wowzers? Like you were blown away that we were doing that?
Yeah, like what the fuck?
I know.
Because that was, it just wasn't.
So you didn't even think of it for me, see?
No.
It's just not something that I would like verbalize or be like dreaming about, but it was always something I knew I would do.
No, not that you were getting engaged. That you tell them.
Okay, so we had talked about getting engaged, but that like kind of dropped it in like at the end of 2020.
Yeah,
like after going through the pandemic, and then also he got his hip replacement like end of 2020.
Yeah.
So we like, and then after that, oh my God, it was wild. After that, like going through those two things, he was like, "You're it. Like, there's no one else. Like, where
you are it."
Yeah, this year has proved to us like that we are just such a good team. We got this shit. Like, so, and I felt the same. Like, I was like, for sure,
did. Like
totally. You either like felt that way, or you were like, "This isn't it."
Yeah.
And I was like, I completely agree. Like, we've got this. So we started being like, oh my God, one day we're gonna get engaged. Like, oh my God, wow. We started playing with that idea, okay. And then so end of 2020, it was January. We 2021. We went ring shopping for fun.
That is what baffles me.
Yeah, for fun. Like it wasn't like let's buy one. It was like because he asked me. I remember in my kitchen in our kitchen. He was like, "What type of ring do you like?" And I literally was like, "I have no idea."
Right.
No idea. I didn't even know the first thing about it. Like I haven't even thought about it.
Yeah.
And then
which is real, legit. Like,
for real.
No,
like I was like,
know you would
like I hadn't even Googled.
I had a Pinterest board.
No. Absolutely not. So when he asked me this, he was like, well, let's go and explore.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
And this is why we're friends.
I know. Thank God. He balanced me right out really well.
Likewise.
So he was like, well, let's go shop around just to like learn and educate ourselves on diamonds and like cuts and what does this shit mean? So we went to like two different days. One day we went to one store, jeweler, and that day we were not planning on like buying anything. It was just like, what do these rings look like?
Yeah.
What do I like? Let's try some on. Like, it was just that. And this was kind of like...
Did you want to do that? Did you want to go ring shopping?
Yeah, I was open to it.
Okay.
But I remember, like, I put on one ring, like, because, again, I hadn't looked at it, and these are, like, beautiful diamonds. I put on one ring, and I was like, great. Look how shiny it is. Like, awesome. It blings, it's awesome.
The easiest person in the world.
The jeweler, like, I think he got so stoked. Like, the jeweler, it was kind of still pandemic here in LA, and there was no one in there. And then we come in going like, we want to learn about engagement rings. The jeweler whips out a tray. He was like
100 diamonds.
He was so excited. So I put on the one, and I'm like, this is nice, great. And then he was like, well, let's look at some more.
All day.
Yeah, he was like, okay, well, let's look at what else we got. So then we started looking at different styles. My ring's gold, and I was trying on white gold.
It was silver.
No, I was trying on white gold, and then I didn't even know you could get a gold, and I wear gold.
Yeah.
So we were like, I was learning.
Like, I always thought it was silver. Why did I think it was silver? Or white gold?
It's got diamonds on it, but it's actually gold. Okay. And then I would try on like rings. See? I would try on rings that were white gold, and then try it on in gold, and all this shit. Honestly, halfway through that, I was like,
sweating.
I was like, oh my God. I'm like, I don't know if I can breathe. Like, oh my God, this is like a lot. Like, I was like loosening my top. I was like, woof. Wow. This is big. So then we left.
Well, and you're going through the whole,
like, I'm trying it on and
putting it on and seeing at it before you've even said yes.
Yeah, no, we were just looking. But I knew it was happening. Then, like, a few weeks later, we went to another jeweler, and we were like, let's look. I now know I want gold. I now know I want this. Yeah. Let's look and see what's here. And we tried on this ring, and It gave me chills. I loved it. AJ loved it. And then the lady, like, we were in this back room of this jeweler, right? Like, it was a nice room. But we were like she like brought us back. She gave us like a full PowerPoint presentation on this diamond that we're buying, and like the
clarity,
all of it. Like, she had me look through a thing. Like, I was doing.
I can imagine you looking through it thinking, I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, I was like, wow. Whatever.
It's so clear.
Yeah. So I put it on, and then she was like, and I was like, I think this is it. And then AJ was like, I think it's it. And then she was like,
I think it's it.
she was like, I'll be saying yes. And I swear, getting the ring felt like I just got married. Like,
oh my god!
Like, it was so intense.
Saying
yeah, she's like,
yes.
"Is this the one?" And we're saying yes. And
you see AJ feels down.
I was like, "Can this be it?" But this moment was like literally me saying yes to this. Him about to pay thousands of dollars.
$1 billion. $1
billion. $1 billion. No, him about to pay thousands of dollars and be okay with, like, this was me. This was the moment. This was felt bigger than my engagement.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Are you happy that you got to see the ring first?
I needed
to. You needed to.
I needed this moment because we weren't officially engaged, but I felt the meaning of it. And I think this is what I'm realizing from, like, hearing your story, realizing what I was, like, processing.
Is this a therapy session?
I know.
I can't by the minute.
I can't. They're like, this is $8,000.
Give me your ring.
but this was like, I guess I put a lot of worth and meaning, and I valued this moment of my life. I valued this commitment so much that I wanted to make sure I was, like, ready to really commit to someone on this level.
You weren't just going to say yes to say yes.
Yeah. Like, it wasn't about, I just want a ring, or
I don't want, I
just want the lifestyle. I want you to be my thing. It was, like, so much deeper for me to, like, process for some reason. Like, I was like, who do I, like, I'm going to have a title, fiancé, I'm going to be a wife. What does that mean for me? Like, that's how I would think about it. It was so deep. I was a deep gal. Anyway.
I don't think I could have seen the ring. I didn't want to see it. I couldn't have seen it before.
I mean, it wasn't
that is huge to me for some reason.
Like, seeing the ring?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is big.
That's big.
See, it is big. Like, knowing what ring you're about to get, and then knowing him buying it.
Yes.
Like,
that's a whole different step that I don't think many people go through.
I needed it.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, like, maybe if someone's listening and they're also having those feelings, maybe you just need to go ring shopping together.
Go ring shopping. Start exploring that vibe.
Like, other options. It doesn't need to be the way it happened with me.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be they have to, whoever they are, go out and get the ring, like girlfriend, boy, whoever they are.
Yeah.
You can do it together.
Yeah.
You could also buy rings together.
Totally.
You know?
And I also think for him, he was going through, like, he wanted to process this too, because, like, the commitment to me and, like, what that means for him as a man.
You processed it together.
Oh my God, we did.
When Neil was, like, obviously sweating bullets for 6 months.
Yeah. So he ended up proposing a little over 3 months later.
Were you waiting? Were you every second? So were you thinking, when the fuck is this going to happen? Because you knew he had the ring.
Yeah, I knew he had the ring, and I needed every single day of those 3 months.
3 months and 1 day.
I needed that time to actually get myself ready for what this moment would be and get excited about it. Because up until that point, it was just big. And I was like, is it too big? Like, I'm excited, but I'm scared. Yeah. Whereas I wanted to get myself to a place of, like, I'm so ready for this. I can't wait.
Well, you also knew it was coming.
Yes.
So I didn't know it was coming.
If he had just dropped down on one knee and just proposed, I think I obviously would have said yes. Please no, my living room.
You had, you obviously needed a little bit more processing time.
Yeah, I did. But if he had done it, it would have been great. It would have happened. I would have said yes, but I would have done all this processing after I was already engaged, and I think it would have probably been, like, taken away from the excitement. Because by the time he actually did propose, I was ready. So ready. I was here. Okay. I was here. I was like 10 out of 10. Ready for engagement. Put the ring on my finger.
So it was still 10 out of 10 when it happened.
When it happened, I was there.
But ring shopping, no.
Ring shopping, I was sweating.
I think I would have been sweating too, ring shopping.
It's a lot, man.
especially when there's so many options, you're like, which is the right one?
I know.
And he's going, well, whatever you want.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's a big question.
Yeah, you're like, oh, which one?
Yes.
Okay, so now we've gone from meeting them, like the phase of meeting the person, becoming boyfriend, girlfriend, moving in, and then getting engaged, married, whatever, like committing to the person.
Yeah. And this is why I wanted to have this conversation, because this conversation never really happens.
No.
And I think a lot of people, maybe like you, of being like, I'm so ready for this next step, and I'm like, come on, catch up, let's go, Neil. Let's go, Neil. All the Neil.
I know. No, I mean, he knew that.
I think some people like that, but I also believe I'm not the only one that was like, wow, this is a lot. Oh my God, next step, this is big. Oh my God.
I think people talk about my version of it way more than your version of it. But I think that needs to be said too.
And then I also think, like, the way I feel about it must be how, like, guys feel about it. You know how Neil's like, I wasn't ready?
Yeah.
I'm like, I get it.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
And it was nothing to do with my love for him. It was literally just like where I could see myself and how excited I was about it. It was still a big deal. So it felt like there was a big gap between who I was and who I was about to become.
That's how I feel about the kids situation.
See, I'm getting closer. That gap is closing.
My gap is just...
She's like, there's a mountain, peaks and valleys, and a river.
Peaks and valleys. I think I need to go, like, kids shopping, you know?
Yeah.
Before I go.
Yeah, see?
This is why I love
You got to build the excitement. You got to build the anticipation.
So you have a kid first, and I'll babysit it, and then I'll let you know when I'm ready. Okay, so what was your favorite phase out of all of the phases?
In getting engaged. Like that commitment to, like, we're fucking doing this for our lives. It's like there's nothing like it.
I know. It is a surreal experience. And also, if you don't want to be married, then you don't be married.
Yeah.
If you don't want to get engaged, you don't have to be engaged. You can be with someone and not
100%.
You can still be committed to someone and not have that title.
Yeah.
But I think personally, again, like we said at the top of the episode, this is how we feel and this is our experiences. Yeah, I think that was the best. That was the best.
Yeah.
The best feeling. To think in that one moment in time, you are both on the exact same page.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you both love each other the same.
Yeah.
That you are ready to take that next step.
You know what I think it's like? Did you cry face? Yeah. I think I got
Did AJ cry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why I think it's like
we cry.
It's like the best phase because it's so scary. Like it is a big commitment.
Yeah.
But both of you are choosing it. Yeah. And there's something like really magical in you going like, this is big. I'm committing to you and it's scary, but I choose it.
And you're choosing the scary together.
You're
both choosing. We're ready.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the magical part of it. Yeah. Which makes it like, wow. And that's like a beautiful metaphor for life.
Let's put up in our stories after this episode goes live of our engagement, like, you know, the typical engagement photos.
Yeah, okay.
They can see
and then before we wrap this episode up, I would love to just put it out to the audience. If anyone is like, I'm Team Kate or I'm Team Tanya, of like, I'm with you with this, like, can someone back me up that I'm not alone?
Team Kate.
Yeah. So I think that's the episode, man. That was deep. That was big.
If you're still listening,
you made it through.
You've made it through all of the phases.
Yeah.
All of the relationship. And there's still more to come.
For sure.
There's still more relationship phases to come. And I'm sure, you know, where this podcast goes, they'll be coming on our phases with us.
Come on the phases.
No, come on the phases.
Sounds weird. Let's not say that.
Yeah, no. Wow. I mean, I think I kind of knew how you felt, but now I feel like very educated on all of
my life.
On your life.
I'm very educated on my life.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
I love it. Thank you, guys.
Come on, give us your spiel.
If you loved it, I need to find another way to say this. Leave a review. Rate us. Share it with a friend, post it on your story, tag us, DM us,
all the things.
Say hey, say you listened to it, which part stood out for you? Was any part you were like, yes, girl, like you're speaking my lingo?
Yeah.
And we want to hear from you.
If you didn't, we don't want to hear from you.
Love you. Bye.